Welcome to TYHub, Let's Talk podcast, the ultimate destination for students and teachers alike. Get ready for an exciting journey as we dive into thought-provoking conversations with some incredible minds. In this episode, we'll be featuring Pat Murphy, a clinical reflexologist, yoga and meditation teacher, and a second-year student of counselling and psychotherapy at PCI College, who will share their insights on meditation, yoga, career, and studies. So sit back, relax, and let the chat begin. This is TYHub, Let's Talk podcast, shaping the future one chat at a time.
This is for teachers. This is for teachers. You have enormous influence on the children that you work with, the children and the young people that you work with. And I say this because two of my secondary school teachers stood out like these lights there. And one of them were on first name terms because I tracked him down. I kind of did a little small bit of stalking to find out he was number one, still around. And he is, and his name is Frank, and he was my Irish teacher in secondary school. Don't ask me to speak Irish now because I have no idea. But he was and is one of the most amazing human beings I have ever met in my entire life. We're meeting for, he says coffee, but I'm saying a full-on 4-course lunch / dinner.
Okay.
He's driving up to Gardaí to meet me. I found out where he lived purely by accident, but stalking. Wrote to him and I wanted to tell him how important he was and his influence was to me, because he completely accepted me and all the other students as we were. And he supported us and he said, you're okay. You're okay. He mightn't have used those words exactly, but basically that's what we heard. So I wrote to him and he rang me back the day he got the letter. He rang me.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my God. So yeah, we're meeting next month anyway for, he's no, a lavish something somewhere. Basically a very long meeting.
Very long meeting.
Very long to catch up. And the other person, unfortunately, he passed away while I was in school, and he was my science teacher. Mr. Coleman, and he just was a huge influence on me because he was so funny and he taught science in such a funny way, in such an amusing way. And it instilled a love of science in me. And that ties into my business now. That ties into the therapies. So I'm not, I work with science within my business, and the science of the body and the science of the mind. And it's because of those two people, the Irish and the science, but it's because they were such amazing human beings. So teachers, to get to my point, you have enormous influence, and your influence matters to young people. So own it. Like if you feel connected to a student and you feel you want to support a student, they're getting that. They're understanding it. So well done, you. That's all I want to say. Big long rant.
It is, and teachers are amazing. I keep saying it, and when I meet them at different events and everything, and it is, just job well done. They come out decent humans. they go in as teenagers and come out as decent humans, and when you leave a lasting impression on a person, that's in a positive way, that's amazing as well. And I have a primary school teacher that I kind of did the same thing, but can we just clarify that the stalking happened through the school route?
I hear you.
It wasn't just a social media stalk.
Oh no, I didn't do social media. No, I'll explain in a moment.
So we went through the school network and found the teachers that way. Oh God, we had to clarify that. We don't condone stalking, but I found him. So I was born and raised over in Holland, and my primary school and half my secondary school was done over there. So I have totally different learning experiences in one sense than a lot of people here in Ireland. But I remember this teacher, Otto Kuss is his name, and
My
I'm
goodness.
pretty sure he'll be listening in on the podcast at some point. So hey, Otto. But I'm still in contact with him now to this day. I've had his family over with us. His daughter has
Wow.
moved to Ireland to do work experience. And she actually works in pharmaceutical now. Actually, I think both of them do. But it was, it was a lovely connection. It was like yourself, a kind of a bit hi, I don't mean to, stalk you, but I just want to let you know that, you've always been a, a talking point or a reflection point where if I was stuck in anything, you can look back on, well, this is the time in school when I was influenced and when I was inspired. And I have actually spoken to a few people since we had our little chat last week, Pat, and I find that actually quite an awful lot of adults would have that one teacher or two,
Yeah.
teachers that they remember from, especially from secondary school, that they were particularly keen on, that inspired them or influenced them in different ways, whether it was just because they were funny or
Yeah.
and they made you relaxed because they were funny,
I-
or they were serious and they helped you get to your go through your queries and help with your studies and anything that you were falling down on. So it is great to, it's great to hear that, and I'm pretty sure that an awful lot of teachers would love to hear your
yeah.
story there, that you're meeting up with Frank next week, and tell him we said hi.
I can't
And to find out where they go, because
believe.
I think a lot of, when you're in school, you think of teachers that's where they are for the rest of their life. They're not going to leave that school for the rest of their lives. Where I was speaking to someone yesterday and they said that a lot of his teachers had gone on to become principals in different schools or, moved to different schools. So it, the change within that is there as well. And, people don't stay on the same career paths, not even the teachers.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Yeah, I'm glad we clarified the stalking thing now. Would you believe, wait, actually, would you believe how I found out where he was, that he was still with us? Um, is a mum in one of my classes. The second she opened her mouth to speak, I knew she was from Kanturk,
Okay.
where I went to school. I went to Coláiste Drogheda and Kanturk. I just knew it. I was like, oh my God, she's from the homeland. Um, As she was leaving, I just said, look, I'm so sorry. Do you mind me asking you a question? Are you from Canada? She said, I am. I said, which school did you go to? She said, Coláiste Drogheda. I said, do you know Frank? She said, I do. Would you like his address?
No way. Oh my
The
God.
conversation was a bit longer than that now, but
Yeah.
oh, yes. So yeah. Well, I'm so glad you had that experience as well. It's lovely, and you're still in contact with your
Still in contact.
wonderful
Yeah.
teacher.
He's like
Yeah.
all over social media. It's amazing. And we've gone, my own kids have gone over. My eldest has gone over to
Oh,
stay with
wow.
him as well. So we've done it. No, actually I'm not gonna say it. I was going to say we've done a child exchange, but that's I might have
That
to
might
edit
be
that.
frowned upon in certain areas. The
Oh,
child
I
ex-
know. Well, we didn't, it's great to have that connection when you
Wonderful.
feel comfortable that you can, if your child is traveling, I know, and that's another thing, isn't it? We have family or friends all over the world.
Yeah,
Everyone does. There's, you can't walk too far down the street where you meet someone that knows somebody that lives in Australia, and possibly your child or you are thinking of going to Australia.
yeah,
And it's a very Irish thing as well. It's like, oh
yeah,
well, meet up with us when you're over there or something like that. But it's that security blanket as well,
yeah.
isn't it? I
That's
think we do have
important.
that as Irish people, where we know we need to learn our boundaries. There's a lot of people that need to learn our boundaries. We give a lot
We
as a
do.
nation, and we're very slow at taking compliments and taking things back in positive ways. But I if you have that connection, to keep that connection. Teachers love. I'm sure teachers love
We
be,
do.
being called upon after they're retired, or to hear. They definitely like to hear how their students, when they leave school and they've gone into college and they've gone off on their career paths or apprenticeship, they'd love to hear how you're getting on, throughout the years as well. Pop into the school, say hi, drop them an email, let them know how you're getting on, because not only is it nice to hear, but you were called in upon for the mindfulness week, because of what you do. But
Mm.
career days and career weeks, teachers do always look for
They do. They do.
out there, and what better way to do it than next students? So,
Exactly. Yeah.
keep in contact
Yeah.
with your schools and with your teachers. It's
Yeah.
and your peers. It's we go through 6 years together, and then you just leave. It's like we give a lot, and then you just leave. Oh, don't just leave us. um,
Um,
and when so you had two teachers that influenced you going to school,
yeah, I did.
and they've influenced you throughout, or inspired you throughout your career path and your life.
I have.
Is there particular subjects that you loved in school that you can think now that you loved in school that are actually very much connected with what you do? So you mentioned science there.
Science
You've
is
been
top.
into
Yeah.
PE.
Yeah. I absolutely loved PE, although I did. Mr. Coleman was for some bizarre reason he was teaching PE one day. It wasn't his subject. Like, and
Okay.
we were running, we were sprinting, and bizarrely, I don't know how, but I actually won the race. And I was like, woohoo! I was like, woohoo! I made this happen. And he said, you need to stand up straight when you're running. Apparently, I was running like a
Slouch.
bull towards it. So PE, yes, PE definitely. Fitness, I was very big into fitness, although since I started my degree now, I've kind of become a bit sedentary, so I must get out there. But science was the big one, the adoration for science. And actually, Fiona, on that note, a lot of, there's an idea out there that holistic therapies are not related to science at all,
Mm.
not related to modern medicine, but it's, to me, they are purely complementary. They're so entwined,
Mm-hmm.
that there is a massive place there, and a very important place there for modern medicine, and holistics go hand in hand. Again, it's all science based, so
Mm-hmm.
that might annoy some of my colleagues in the holistic world. Sorry, that's
Well, my next question was actually going to
what?
be my next question was actually going to be: is there any misconceptions or myths that you would like to debunk on
Okay,
the
let's
subject of your
begin.
career? So, there you go. You just did it before I asked.
So there are two myths. Number one, now you can, if you are a holistic therapist and you can identify yourself as alternative. That's not a bother. That's your thing. It's not my thing. My thing is complementary and holistic. My things are complementary, holistic. So science based. If somebody comes into me and they have an issue, I ask them, when was the last time you had a blood test? When was the last time you were with your GP? We'll work that way as well. The second one is, and I think I mentioned that way back along there, that if you go into somebody and say, I can cure you of this thing,
Yeah.
run away.
Mhm.
That's ego, and we have to
Mhm.
be really mindful of our egos. Mine pops in every now and then, and I kind of go, come on now, let's go away now.
Mhm.
So there are two of the myths that I can think of, that science and holistic therapies don't go hand in hand. They do. They're interlinked. And this will cure you. You don't need to go to your doctor.
Oh yeah.
Wrong. So yeah, they're the two. I'm sure there are many more, Fiona, but I can't think of them at this moment.
Oh, we might get to them another time. You'll have we'll have time. The other question I have is for students that might be thinking in a career along the path of what you do. Have you any advice for them? How they could, while they're in TY 5th and 6th year, to kind of they might be looking at courses and different things that they can achieve while looking at it. Is there any advice there that you would say, oh, definitely go and do this, and definitely, don't do that, and that kind of thing?
Well, this might sound strange, or it might sound really clear. First thing I would say to you is do some form of a business course.
Okay.
Some form of a business course. And then for the holistic therapy side of it, you have many routes. You can go down, like here in Cork with the College of Commerce. They have some absolutely amazing courses to begin with. You begin with them, and then when you build up, you have to do CPDs, continuous professional development courses, to become part of a governing body. You cannot treat people and charge them if you're not part of a governing body, because you can't get insurance. You cannot. That's unethical, and it is very wrong. So the College of Commerce and other colleges throughout the country, of course, have these beautiful courses that you can do. Or what you could do, which was my route, is get a job, earn money, because you need money. None of these things are cheap. And then you can take what I would call private courses. So these are colleges set up by professional holistic therapists, and you get certificates and diplomas, etc., from them. So they would be
also make sure that they're recognized.
It's essential that they are recognized by a governing body. My governing body that I've been with for, oh my goodness, I have no idea how long, is the National Register of Reflexologists Ireland, the NRRI. And they are a recognized governing body, and they have beautiful courses. And all of their course providers, are vetted and approved. So the course material is sent to the NRRI for assessment, whatever. And if it's deemed good enough, it's approved. That is an expensive route in one sense, because you have to have money to, whereas the College of Commerce, you get your points for the course. There's a couple of, I can't think of the other colleges around the place really that would.
Yeah, definitely go and look at colleges on the CAOs and colleges and in your areas. When you're making your choices, and Cork is not a million miles away either from a lot of places, and I know people that went to Scotland for college, and Northern Ireland and everything. So I had my eyes set actually myself on doing a course in a degree in Scotland way back when. When and I know a lot of people go to England or other countries to do college degrees, or like they start off here and then progress on as well. That's always a key. They have college days. Every college has a day where you like a career day that you can go to as well, in your area, and see what courses they do.
The other place is MTU, and they're affiliated with a college in Tralee as well, aren't they? So quite a lot of the, what do they call them in the States? Community colleges. They have affiliated with other colleges around the country.
Yeah, they're now technological universities.
That's right. They have the most incredible courses. They have a vast array. So you don't have to do one thing and go down one road. The other thing I would say, Fiona, this came into my head last night when I was trying to think about stuff for today as well, is you are not your points. Do you know what I mean? People, you mentioned that earlier on as well. People focus very much on points, and if they get 1 point less than they thought they would, catastrophizing.
Yeah.
Useless. All this, because this brings me down to a thing called the cognitive behavioral therapy thing called unhelpful thinking styles, which we all suffer from. There's something we all have, and one of them is the all or nothing approach, and the other one is catastrophizing. There are more, of course, but the all or nothing approach, if I don't get, we'll say 500 points, we'll say 400, whatever it is, and if I get 1 point less than that, I'm a useless person.
Right.
That is not true. That is not true. You are not your points. Yes, you'll have to possibly do something, maybe repeat a subject, go another way. There isn't just one way, and that's, I suppose, the main point, isn't it, today, that there is one route to where you're going. We've said that an awful lot today, haven't we, Fiona?
We did, and I'm not going to use that word that you don't like me using. Oh no, actually I am. Alternative routes. You don't know word alternative. There are alternative routes to everything, and like you said, if you don't get the points, it's a bit disappointing at the time. But take a minute, take a beat. Another college might look for less points for the same course. Apply for there. There's always late applications as well. Sit back, like I said, take a beat. Look at it. Do you need to do it again? Is there another way of getting there? It might be the long way, but it is another way of getting there, another alternative route of getting there.
There is. There's another thing as well. This is going to sound absolutely crazy, but these thoughts that come into our heads all day long, you've three types of thoughts. You have benign, oh look, it's lovely outside, or negative or positive thoughts. But you're not your thoughts. So whatever is going on in your head, they're there, but you're not them. They don't represent you. It's like the points. They don't represent you as a person. So give yourself a break. Try to give yourself a break. Take 5 minutes out to take a few breaths. There's a Buddhist saying that if you don't have time for 20 minutes of meditation a day, take half an hour.
Brilliant. I love it. Well, yeah. I'm going to leave it there. I think I'd love to do more chats with you. Maybe the next time we could go down the route of mindfulness and thinking how to change your behavior, your mindset. We'll do more breathing.
Breathe together, Fiona.
Together, yeah, I'm definitely going to try that one. I might sit all my children down when they get home later on and do a whole breathing session with them. Thanks so much for taking the time to have this little chat and reminisce on your teachers and your inspiration, and leaving your own inspiration on the world. With the students. Thank you for your nuggets of knowledge, and the Buddhists say basically take more time. If you don't have enough time, take more time. I love that.
Yeah, isn't it good? Fiona, it's been an amazing morning. Thank you so much for inviting me, and thanks to Deborah behind the scenes as well.
Yes. Thanks to First Aid Coaching for getting us together. It is fantastic, and it's that time of the year. And happy St. Bridget's Day as well. Spring is only around the corner as well, so it's all positive now.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much. Thank you.